Hi guys! In this video, I will show you how to use a ruler to measure a border on a piece of paper. This is helpful for framing artwork or framing anything at all, like a QR code or even just finding the center of something. But also in our case, drawing a square to help us draw a circle without using a tracer. A square is a nice guide because it helps us find the shape of a circle relatively easy. To get started, you want to make sure that you're using the inches side of your ruler, not the centimeter side. 1 centimeter is very different from 1 inch. For this project, I recommend doing at least 3 inches for your border. 3 inches will give you enough room to draw enough texture for your dragon eye. You could always do more. When I start, I'm going to start with any edge, and all I want to do is I want to measure from one edge 3 inches, and I want to put a mark. To make sure I'm accurate, I'm going to put 3 marks, so just in case my ruler isn't long enough. So I'm going to start on the bottom, and I'm going to put a 3-inch mark. Again, make sure you're on the inches, and I'm just going to draw a light mark because I'm probably going to erase it later. See how I did that? Now I'm going to do the same thing but in the middle, measuring my ruler right in the middle, 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. Put a small mark. Again, keep that light. Finally, you guessed it, one more time, right at the top, I'm going to put a small mark once again, 3 inches away. Now that I have my 3-inch guide, I'm going to draw a line that connects these lines. This will be one of the edges of my border. To start, I'm just going to line up my ruler to those marks. My ruler might not be long enough to hit all 3, but that's why I did 3 of them, so I at least can hit 2. So I'm going to draw lightly once again because we will erase this. I'm going to draw a line from one ruler, holding down that ruler nice and tight to the one side of the ruler to the other. Pretty nice. Now I need to connect that line all the way down to my 3rd mark. Could go all the way to the edge of my paper. That's not necessary. Again, lining up one mark to the other, trying to be as accurate as possible. Don't let that ruler move. And I have one edge of my paper done for my border. Now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other sides. I can start at any sides. Let's flip it upside down and do the bottom now. Same idea, just doing it from a different angle. So once again, I want to get a line that is 3 inches away from the edge. So I'm going to take my ruler, starting on the left-hand side, mark 3 inches. You guessed it. Now I'm going to go in the middle, mark 3 inches. Again, draw lightly because we will erase these later. And then finally, 3 inches on the right-hand side. All my marks are marked. Now I will just line up my ruler. Again, it doesn't matter if my ruler is not long enough. That's why we made 3 marks. The more you make, the more accurate your line's going to be. Once they touch the very edges, I will draw my line, and I will do the same thing from this side to here, trying to draw as straight a line as possible. Just like that. Now you'll notice I made a little mistake. I'll just take my eraser. That's why I said maybe an eraser. All right, now I have 2 edges of my square done. You can imagine just by filling in the other 2 sides, I will have the square that we'll put our circle in. I'll just do the same thing on the other 2 sides, turning it so it's easier if I like it to do it upside down or sideways. Again, starting with 3 inches, measuring, make sure you're still on inches. Make sure you're doing the same. You don't want to suddenly do 4 inches or 3 or 2. That one wasn't quite in the middle. You can always make more lines. You want at least 3. 1 in the middle, 2 on the sides. Now I'll just line up my lines, my marks, my ruler, and draw my lines. Okay, last one. The bottom. See, I'm just repeating when I did that first step. Just turning my paper so it's a little bit easier. 3 inches, maybe this time I'll start in the middle. but I always need to make 3 marks at least. Now one on this side, on the left hand, one on the right hand side. All right, all I have to do is line them up. And I have my 3" by 3" border.